Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chaos Counseling. Today, we are returning to the Dragon Age series. This time with Dragon Age Inquisition, which, incidentally, is actually Abby's favorite Dragon Age game. Yeah, I'm actually very excited to be back for this one, and if anyone's wondering why we're here instead of continuing Knights of Azure 2, honestly, it's because I kind of felt I made my point in regards to Knights of Azure 2. Honestly, I kind of reserve the right with all of the kind of fan servicey games that I'm just there to critique them, give my input, and then if I don't feel like they're worth the full playthrough, I'm just moving on. And yikes, I forgot how bad how quickly that game got offensive. So we're done with Knights of Azure 2. So Dragon Age Inquisition I got some funny stories about this. So this is one of the very first games that I purchased after Abby and I got married. And this is actually part of the reason why I was able to eventually get Abby into the Dragon Age series, as she watched me play it and thought it looked interesting. Second is that when I first got it, I got it for my Xbox 360, because that is what I played all the other Dragon Age games on, and at the time I'm like, I wanted all three on the same console, so porting the data would be easier, because I wasn't sure how it was going to work. And ironically enough, when I went to pick it up, the store clerk gave me a PlayStation 4 copy, even though it clearly said in my pre-order Xbox 360. So I got that rectified, and woo. However, I am going to be playing, ironically enough, on my PlayStation 4, since I do have the complete pack edition or whatever that was released a few years later that had everything. But yeah. So this takes place, I think, just a few short years after Dragon Age 2 when the Mage Rebellion and the Mage War broke out. And for those who aren't sure, what we're seeing in the background there, that is the Temple of Sacred Ashes from the first game, where Andraste's urn is held. And the reason why there's, like, mages and Templars marching towards it, I mean, this is kind of explained in the early parts of the game, but basically this is where there's meant to be a peace talk going on between mages and Templars. Anyway. Oh, okay, now the controller's still live. So, let's just get into it. Really? Huh. That I am not actually surprised about that. Hold on. Switch characters. I'm just gonna delete these two characters since A, I know they were mine, and I didn't get very far. So that should cover it. There we go. And the game opens with the Urn of Sacred Ashes the Temple of Sacred Ashes getting nuked. Now, this game, I mentioned this in the last stream of Dragon Age 2, or at least while streaming Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age was supposed to star Hawke going forward. But because there was so much pushback against having less character control, they brought back the character customization. And this was cool because this was the first time you could play a Qunari. Now, I thought about playing a Qunari for this video since, I was an elf in the first game, a human in the second one. But... And then I thought, I could be, elf, human, Qunari, dwarf, one in each game. But to get the ending I want, I have to play an elf in this game. Mostly because, the Dragon Age games do kind of favor elves, just in general. But that's just because, so much of the third and fourth game are focused around elf lore. So we are going to be playing an elf again. And I was trying to decide also what class I wanted to be, and I ultimately ruled out Rogue, mostly because I want to make sure Varric or Cole can be in my party. And it ultimately came down, do I want to be a mage, or do I want to be a fighter or a warrior? Yeah, I was really struggling with this, but I think what I ultimately settled on is I'm going to be a warrior because I've never actually beaten the game as a warrior. And then this way I can have, like, just to say from the outset, the reason why I need to be an elf is I want to romance the character Solus, because I kind of want to show that, because it's one of the few, he's one of the few characters who are in this game and in Veilguard. And I don't want to spoil it. I know this game is 11 years old, but I don't want to spoil why I want to romance him from the outset. Anyway. Yeah. I'm a bitch. We're going to be playing on casual. So yeah, this game tried to bring the origins back, sort of. Because just there at the bottom, it kind of gives you a little blurb about what your character is. It's just, you don't get a unique prologue like you did in the first game. So some people have said that the Inquisitor ends up being kind of boring because you don't get a prologue, and like I said, you were originally supposed to be Hawk in this game, and fair. Yep. Yes, I do. Cool. And so how importing works is you have to link your PlayStation whatever account to a BioWare account or whatever, and it lets you use what's called the tapestry. That allows you to customize, basically just customize the event. So what I have done, for those who are wondering, is that I have created a tapestry based on what I did as Edgelord in Origins and what I did in my Dragon Age 2 stream. So unless things go wrong, you should be seeing a direct continuation of those. Alrighty. Yeah, we're going to customize this one. You know what? Actually, I do. That's the face shape I do tend to like. Yeah, we're going to go with a little darker skin because the argument that all elves have to be white got kind of got really old after, you know, Rings of Power featured an elf that wasn't white. So we're just going to have her be darker skinned, or at least tan. I don't know. I always feel weird making my characters, like, actually making them black because I'm not black. So I kind of feel like I can't properly represent that. But having them, like, be tanned, hey, Muffin, you know what time it is? Clobbering time. It's muffin time. And clobbering time. Let's clobber them with a muffin. How about that? You know, and I will also say, much like with Hawk in the first game, I do prefer playing a woman in this game as well, because I think the female voice actor for the Inquisitor is better than the male voice actors for the Inquisitor. Not that I cannot stress enough, I do not think that Hawk's voice is bad. I do not or male Hawk's voice is bad. I do not think that male Inquisitor's voice is bad. I just think that the female voice actors in this game just give a much better performance, and it just sucks me in better. Plus, to be perfectly frank, I do find the romance options for male Inquisitor in this game just are not... Yeah, I'm keeping a lot of the default stuff. I am not original. I just don't find them as interesting as what's available for...
How much is this going to cost me exactly?
Everything you've heard, completely true.
I like both voices a lot.
Everything you've heard, completely true.
You leave me no choice.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that. And yes, once again, I'm doing my atypical, you know, red hair, yellow eyes combo. I am nothing if not predictable. You know, and I do kind of prefer this slider system with some of the character customization rather than just different preset options, you know? Yeah, I know that's going to be clipping through the hair, but you know what? I don't care. You know, I'm good with the... Yeah, I don't want to mess with that. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with that either. Sorry, in my experience, I am really bad when it comes to messing with the cheekbones on my characters. Like, the first time I made, like, my Dragon Age 1 character, like, the very first one I ever made, dude basically had fish lips. It was very weird looking. Anyway, how are you today, Muffin? Oh, look, it's Alita Battle Angel. Yeah, messing with the... I also agree. Feeling weird making an avatar that makes my character black. I always feel like a custom character is supposed to be an expression of myself, so I usually make me, but more. I feel ya. I mean, at least that's how I always used to make my avatars. That's why, like, for the longest time, I would never play women in games, because, again, I'm not a woman. But, like I said, I do feel... Yeah, no, I guess I get you, even if, especially in Dragon Age 1 and 2, I greatly prefer playing the male version of the character. I don't know what I'm going to play in Veilguard when I get there, because I've only played through that game once. Because usually in a game, when I play it for the first time and there is a customizable avatar, I will always play male first. Just because, again, I am a man. And I do kind of, like you said, want to play through a game that is very much an expression and an extension of me, if you know what I mean. Which, yeah. But just for different reasons, I haven't played... Okay, I'm doing okay. I'm a bit tired. I'm at work, heading an hour early because my boss asked me to before I check. Now I'm going to make sure I get paid for this, so I ain't doing no shit for free, as you should. But yeah, so I've only played through Veilguard once. That's partially because of how long that game is. So, I mean, and I have... Because, like, when this game came out, like, when I played every other Dragon Age game, they were some of the, like, only new games I really had to play, so that's why I, you know, played through them so many times, you know? But now I just don't have the free time I'd like, and I have plenty of other games that I need to play, want to play, etc. So I played through it once. I do plan on playing through it again for leisure at some point. Just don't know when that will be. Because, again, I have so many other games. Because, yeah, when Inquisition first came out, Abby and I just had, I think we just had our Xbox. At least at home, anyway. I've heard a lot of people youngsters using them because we're young and inexperienced, and they're paying us an experience. Yeah, no, that is 100% something. No, absolutely. Yeah, do not. Yeah, do not let them get away with that. Because that is very true. Because that's happened to me as well. Now this game, you can add scars. That's interesting. Yeah, no, I know that a lot of games more and more have been adding scars, because I feel I imagine they do feel it adds more personality. And given that I'm playing a fighter, I think I do want my character to be scarred. Or not a fighter, a warrior. Screw it. We're going to go for the tasteful, you know, eye scar. Oh, yeah, I can move it around. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. No, I'm actually going to go for on the nose, since I did make sure that you know, she had a broken nose. Ooh. Okay, I like that. Alright. Actually, I'm going to... Is there no way to up the tattoo intensity to make it more visible? Guess if I... Oh, wait. It's that there's different intensity levels with the tattoos. That's how that works. I forgot. So yeah, for lore building reasons, it's actually not possible to play an elf in this game without facial tattoos. Because they do actually get into what the tattoos stand for in this game to an extent. So, yeah, that's why they're mandatory this time around. Oh, that covers the scar on the cheek. Shoot, which one do I go with? So... Okay, we're going to go with this one, because the scar's still visible. Okay. We're going to stick with black with the tattoos. Makeup. Yeah, we're going to go kind of makeup-less for the most part. Yeah, no. Mostly because, I don't know, I feel like as a Dalish elf who's a fighter, I wouldn't really have time for, you know, applying makeup or even a desire to. I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, women who, what's the word I'm looking for? Who kick ass cannot, you know, wear makeup. They can if they want to. But, okay, that's a lie. I am going to do one thing. Like I said, I am nothing if not predictable. I also looked through my shoes for work because my coworker said I need better shoes, and I realized I haven't bought shoes in years. I know that feeling. Okay. 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 I'm very happy with this character. And once again, I am nothing if not predictable, because that is my go-to female avatar name. Now again, thankfully, this game has the Black Emporium in it, so if you don't like the way your character looks, you can change it. Oh, by the way, this is going to have to be a shorter than usual stream, because I have somewhere I need to be at. Because I got to make like an hour-long drive at around 9 o'clock, between 9 and 10 or whatever, so I'm only going to be able to stream to maybe about 8 o'clock my time, because I still need to pack up the car, because I am going to be going to FanX today, and I need to, yeah, make sure that I leave and get there early enough to be able to do the stuff I want to do and still hopefully find parking. Because people in makeup can definitely kick ass. Just watch K-pop Demon Hunters. Exactly. I just kind of feel like for the character... I don't know why there's that glitch on the screen down there by the logo. Oh, maybe that's not visible to you guys. Oh, it's not. That's good. Okay, it's got to be something wrong with my TV. Sorry, there's a bit of a No, no, there it is. There it is. So it is visible to you. I don't know why that is. Also, fun facts. We were talking about it last stream. Yeah. But yeah. Words. But yeah, we're gonna be going to that. So, I mean, I almost canceled the stream today altogether, but someone actually commented on the post I made on YouTube about when I announced I wasn't going to be returning to Knights of Azure, when the next stream would be, and kind of forgetting about FanX, I told him it would be this morning. So I didn't want to back out after I answered that, you know. So
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now.
this is Cassandra. She was the character interrogating Varric in the second game.
For you.
And that is Liliana from the first game with her. Now, this game does bring back the conversation wheel from the second game, but there's not as much. How do I put this? In Dragon Age 2, whichever option you picked had a different color associated with it that determined Hawke's personality. That's not really a thing in this game.
You think I'm responsible?
Explain this.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I don't know what that is, or how it got there.
You're lying!
We need her, Cassandra.
You should teach your character to bake and make cookies and need a reason not to kill you. Give them cookies. Not a bad idea. Now, again, so a lot of the options do have emotion behind them, but again, it doesn't affect the way your character responds the same way it did with Hawke in the first game. Because again, in the first game, if you respond humorously as Hawke throughout the whole game, different dialogue options are available. Or even if you say something serious, they'll still say it in a funny way. But no, just... yeah.
I don't understand.
Do you remember what happened? How this began?
I remember running. Things were chasing me, and then a woman?
A woman?
She reached out to me, but then...
Go to the forward camp, Liliana. I will take her to the rift.
So yeah.
What did happen?
It will be easier to show you.
So, a complaint that I know some people had about Dragon Age 2 versus Dragon Age Origins is that Origins had a very grim and kind of grungy look to it to emphasize that it was a dark fantasy story, whereas the second game was much brighter and vibrant, because not that the game was any less dark, but it was, I don't know, it was much more pleasant to look at. This game's returned a bit to the more muted, grungy colors of the first game.
World of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the conference.
So it is just kind of a preference, you know?
This one did. Unless we act, the breach may grow until it swallows the world. Each time the breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you. It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
You say it may be the key. To doing what?
Closing the breach. Whether that's possible is something we shall discover shortly. It is our only chance, however. And yours.
Help me, Inquisitor. I'm your only hope.
So if I do what you want, will I live through it?
We have no way of knowing.
By the way, so the reason why I'm like, I need to play an elf, because I didn't specify,
They have decided your guilt. They need it.
is
The
Solus
people of
will only
Haven Mourn are
romance
most
a female
holy,
elf.
Divine Justinia, head of the Chantry. The conclave was hers.
Also, the character
It was
Cullen,
a chance for
he
peace
will
between
only
mage
romance
and
female
Templar.
elves or humans, which I know
She
does
brought
bug
their
some
leaders
people
together.
that there are
Now they are dead.
characters that you have to do specific things to romance
We lash
them.
out like the sky.
I think it's a hair
We
more
must
realistic
think
this
beyond
way.
ourselves, as she did. Until the breach is sealed.
So, again, in Dragon Age 2 and in Dragon Age
There will be a
Veilguard,
trial.
all the romance options are completely bisexual and will romance any
It is not
character of any
Where
race.
are you taking me?
Which, there's definitely an appeal to that, because it does mean there's...
Your mark must be tested on something smaller than the breach.
Yeah. But I will say, I do kind of like how Inquisition and Andromeda handled it, where there's just different each character, there's characters of different sexualities, orientations, and preferences. It made the world feel more real, you know what I mean? But I do also respect that this is still a game, and people do want to be able to play the game how they want, have their characters have relationships the way they want. So, I get why in Veilguard they return to the everyone be bisexual. It's not the best representation in the world, but it does allow for a much more
The larger the
personalized
breach, the more
experience.
fear, the more
Like I said, there's now... Well, I prefer the way Inquisition did
They
things,
said you
because it, again, makes the world feel more
unconscious. They say a woman was
realistic or whatever. But,
No one knows who she was.
like I said, I respect both. Well, game over. I just died. By the way, get a good look at these classic shades, because if I remember correctly, they're not, the classic shades aren't in Veilguard, because Veilguard made the, I don't want to say controversial, but I will say somewhat questionable decision to redesign all of the demons and spirits.
It's over.
Drop your weapon now.
All right. Have it your way.
Wait.
By the way, I will also say, well, there is still companion
I cannot
approval.
protect you,
I don't
and I cannot
remember
expect you to be defenseless.
it having, like, in the first two games, there was, like, slider bars to show how much each character
Your
approved of
life
you.
is threatened enough as it is.
Cassandra is a character I do really like, by the way. Like, she came across as a hair of a bitch in the second game, but that's because we literally only saw her while she was interrogating
Acting or
Varric.
camp or fighting.
But I do really like her in this game, but she's probably one of the only characters I've never done the romance with. For, believe it or not, like, I kind of want to know if this reason is silly or not, but... Oops. Dragon Age Inquisition is the first Dragon Age game where you actually can see... No, hold on. How do I... Right. Where you can actually see nudity in the game. And it's not for every character. But, because, like, for example, if you romance Solus, which is what I'm going to do, you don't see nudity. If you romance Dorian, you don't see nudity. But Cassandra is one of the characters that if you romance her, you will see her naked. And for whatever reason, I've just always... I have too much this is going to sound weird. I don't know.
There, watch out.
I have too much respect for her as a character to want to see her you know, bare and naked like that, if that makes any sense. So, even though I like her as a character, and even though I probably would romance her in real life, I just could never bring myself to do that because I just I don't want to demean her in that way, you know? Because, yeah, I feel like the only reason for showing the nudity or whatever is for titillation. Yeah, it's sweet, I guess, that, you know, you and your characters fall in love and are intimate, but I feel like the only reason they actually show it, again, is for titillation. Because, like, other romances in other games have, you know, showed the characters, you know, not undressed, and we still get the point, if you know what I mean. By the way, this game did away with the whole, you can't pick up stuff in the middle of combat that the first two had, and I appreciate that. But yeah, I have played through... I haven't always, like, 100%ed the game, but I have played through the game and romanced just about everybody. Again, except for Cassandra. She is kind of the one exception to that rule.
They're falling from the breach.
Now, okay, I admit I have romanced... I never beat the game when I romanced Dorian, but again, that's just because I really do find male Inquisitor to be more boring than female Inquisitor. But yeah. Like I said in Dragon Age 2, I like romancing Solus in this game because, honestly, I think Solus is one of the most interesting characters in all of Dragon Age. Okay, actually, correction. I've never romanced Cullen, but that's because Abby always romances Cullen, because Cullen is her absolute favorite Dragon Age boy. And, words. And I've seen her romance him, and I know how the romance goes. So I'm like, okay, I don't need to play through this long game myself just to see the Cullen romance. Especially when, personally, if I'm going to romance a guy in this game, I'm going to either go for Solus, or if I'm not playing an elf, I'm probably going to romance Blackwall. Because, yeah, I had considered being a Kunari in this game, and then romance, just so I could romance a Kunari or a dwarf in this game, just so, again, so I could play a different race each game. And then romance Blackwall. Because, again, I like romancing Blackwall. He's probably my second favorite romance in this game. Because, yeah, ironically enough, this is probably the game I probably feel the most gay playing, because most of the women you can romance in this game just don't appeal to me, but Solus, Blackwall, you know, even Cullen, while he's not the one I usually go for, I definitely see the sex appeal, but the women in this game, again, I have nothing against most of them, but, like, I think Josephine's great, but meh. I romanced her in my first playthrough and was just okay with it. Hey, Varric. How's it going, handsome? Let's see, Varric, or Josephine. Like, I already said why I don't romance Cassandra. I don't like the character of Sarah.
The credit is yours.
Hi.
At least this is good for something.
Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand.
Let me run my fingers through your non-existent hair.
That have opened in the breach's wake. And it seems I was correct.
Meaning it could also close the breach itself.
Possibly. It seems you hold the key to our salvation.
Good to know. Here I thought we'd be ass deep in demons forever. Varric Tethras, rogue, storyteller, and occasionally unwelcome tag-along.
Hey, I'll never be unwanted with me. And honestly, Varric, for me at the very least, is kind of proof that Hawke was always meant to be the protagonist. And what I mean by that is between the Inquisitor in this game and Rook, who's the main character of Veilguard, Varric is meant to have a deep connection with both that mirrors Hawk. And while his relationship with the Inquisitor works, in my opinion, it doesn't work for Rook in the fourth game. But if you factor in the fact that Rook was supposed to be Hawk, it does, yeah. Anyway.
Are you with the Chantry, or...
Was that a serious question?
Technically, I'm a prisoner, just like you.
I brought you here to tell your story to the Divine. Clearly, that is no longer necessary.
Yet, here I am.
This is why we like you, Varric.
Considering current events.
I know everyone is still, to this day, upset that Varric was never romanceable in the 3 games he was in, but...
It's good to meet you, Varric.
You may reconsider that stance in time.
Nope.
Oh, I'm sure we'll become great friends in the valley, Chuckles.
Absolutely not. Your help is appreciated, Varric, but...
Have you been in the valley lately, Seeker? Your soldiers aren't in control anymore. You need me.
So yeah, I'm gonna have both Varric and Solus in my
name is
party.
Solus, if there are to be introductions. I am pleased to see
Mostly
you still
because
live.
I want
He means
to properly
I kept that
showcase
mark from killing
the
you.
friendship between these two, because they're the only 2 characters from this game. Wait, don't. And them and Dorian are the only 2 characters in this game who appear in the 4th game, so...
Solus is an apostate, well-versed in such matters.
Technically, all mages are now apostates, Cassandra.
Good
My
point.
travels have allowed me to learn much of the Fade, far beyond the experience of any circle mage. I came to offer whatever help I can give with the breach. If it is not closed, we are all doomed regardless of origin.
You mean Dragon Age Origins?
That's a commendable attitude.
Merely a sensible one. Although sense appears to be in short supply right now.
You're not
Cassandra,
wrong.
you should know, the magic involved here is unlike any I've seen. Your prisoner is no mage. Indeed, I find it difficult to imagine any mage having such power.
Understood. We must get to the forward camp quickly.
Well, Bianca's excited.
I'm sure.
This way, down the bank. The road ahead is blocked.
So yeah, I'm still deciding if I want to be a dwarf or a Kunari in the next game. Just because I like playing Kunari, and since I'm not doing it here, that's the only place I could. But I do think, because I do know I'm not going to be a mage when I play Veilguard, because I was a mage in my personal playthrough, and I want to do something else. So I think I might be a dwarf in the next one, because again, the
Demons ahead!
you get more roleplay options unique roleplay options as an elf in this game and the next one. Because, again, kind of spoilers, this game and the next one's really delves into elven lore. So because of that fact, they get more unique options, you know? Anyway, but yeah, I think I'm going to probably probably play a dwarf when I do my playthrough of Veilguard. Just because after the elf, there are more dwarf things, for lack of a better word, in the story than there are for human. Because like when Abby first played through Veilguard, because she's also only played through it once, because again we're just both busy and don't have time to come back and revisit it. She played a Kunari, and she kind of lamented that there aren't a ton of unique character dialogues for being a Kunari, at least compared to what I got playing an elf. I also wrote, oh, wait. Okay, I just remembered there is one more character that appears in this game that appears in Veilguard, and that's Harding. We haven't met Harding yet, but she is a dwarf rogue in this game. She is actually and she's just an NPC. An important NPC, but an NPC, well, important sort of. We'll talk more about her when we get to her. But yeah, I romanced Harding in my personal playthrough because it's like, oh, she's a returning character, and I think she's the first dwarf romance option in all of Dragon Age. Hell, I think she might be the only dwarf romance option in all of Dragon Age, which I don't get. That's something that has always bugged me, is that dwarves, I mean, I get it a lot of times in these worlds, in this game, the dwarves are mostly living underground and in isolation, comparatively speaking. But the dwarves have always been horribly underrepresented in these games. Because again, like in this game and actually, there's only one dwarf companion in every single Dragon Age game. First game it was Oghren, and the next 2 games it was Varric. In the 4th game, yes, Varric is there, but because he's injured in the beginning of the game, he's not a travel companion who fights with you. He is anyway. So Harding is the one who fills the role of the dwarf companion in the 4th game. And it just, why? I mean, again, I get it. Logically speaking, dwarfs are some of the most scarce. Well, then again, Kunari are also very underrepresented as well.
But clearly away from the rest of your clan. Did they send you here?
What do you know of the Dalish?
I have wandered many roads in my time.
Yeah, because like there was Sten was the only one.
What do you mean by crossed paths?
I mean that I offer to share knowledge, only to be attacked for no greater reason than their superstition.
Can't you elves just play nice for
But
once?
yeah, because in the first game there was just Sten. There was no Kunari companion in the second game. In this game there's Iron Bull. 4th game, and again, I know that
Are you innocent?
Kunari is a religion, not the name of the race, but fuck it, I don't.
Get you every
It's the
time.
closest thing to a race name we have for the Giants, so I'm just gonna keep calling them Kunari, even though Tosh is Talvishoth,
Premature execution.
I think. Well, no, Tosh isn't Talvishoth. It's confusing. So, if the Kunari only describe people who follow the religion of the Qun, and if you are someone who did follow the religion of the Qun and you leave, then you're Talvishoth. But if you were never in the Qun like Tosh was, or then I don't know what you're called then, because again, Talvishoth kind of specifically refers to
We're almost there.
people who leave the Kunari religion. So I don't know.
Another rift!
We must seal it! Quickly! They keep coming! Help us!
So the reason I went for a two-handed fighter instead of a sword and shield, you get 3 in this game. You get 3 of each class as companions, which I greatly appreciate, having a better balance than what was in, say, the first game, for example. And of the... Yeah. Of the 3 fighters, you get 2 who use sword and shields and 1 who uses two-handed weapons. So I figured doing this would be a good way of making sure that there's plenty of gear to go around for everybody, you know? Yeah, I want that. Yeah. Yeah, for me, this one is a much needed. This was like, out of like all the warrior abilities. Yeah, I know I've never beaten the game as a warrior, but have tried to play the game as a warrior. That's a must-have. The chain.
We're clear for the moment. Well done.
Whatever that thing on your hand is, it's useful.
Ah, here they come.
You made it. Chancellor Roderick, this is...
I know who she is. As Grand Chancellor of the Chantry, I hereby order you to take this criminal to Val Royeaux to face execution.
Order me? You are a glorified clerk, a bureaucrat.
And you are a thug, but a thug who supposedly serves the Chantry.
We serve the most holy, Chancellor. As you well know.
Justinia is dead! We must elect a replacement and obey her orders on the matter.
So none of you are actually in charge here.
You killed everyone who was in charge! Call a retreat, Seeker. Our position here is hopeless.
We can stop this before it's too late.
How? You won't survive long enough to reach the temple, even with all your soldiers.
We must get to the temple. It's the quickest route.
But not the safest. Our forces can charge as a distraction while we go through the mountains.
We lost contact with an entire squad on that path. It's too risky.
Listen to me. Abandon this now, before more lives are lost.
Yeah, but if we abandon it now, all lives will be lost.
How do you think we should proceed?
Now you're asking me what I think.
You have the mark?
And you are the one we must keep alive.
Okay, I freely admit
Since we cannot
my
do it
character's
on our own,
cheekbones, like, even though I didn't really mess with them, look a little weirder than I would have liked.
Use the mountain path. Work together. You all know what's at stake.
Liliana, bring everyone left in the valley. Everyone.
On your head be the consequences, Seeker.
Yeah, I usually go with this do 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 do. Anyway, I usually do this option. No particular reason. It feels more practical. Yes, we're using the soldiers as a distraction. It just, this feels the most practical and I know they're like, oh, we've lost contact with the squad here, but we are technically getting around the bulk of the demon horde, you know.
The path to the temple lies just beyond it.
By the way, I should say this is probably going to be one of my longer stream series because Dragon Age Inquisition is a fairly long game, and I do kind of want to do as much as possible because, oh geez, that burp did not come out well. I really like this game. And I like getting as much of what's available as possible, so. Now, when I play through Veilguard, it's probably going to be an even longer series, because that game doesn't feel like there's as much to do in it, which I feel is part of the game's problem, but it still takes a long time, and, right, the chain doesn't work on everything. But like this, I want to make sure I get as much as possible, and to get the best ending, you need to make sure you gather all the memory fragments, I think is what they're called, because otherwise you can't get the best ending, and I want to get the best ending for my stream to illustrate why it is the best ending. Because, again, I know that I've spoken to other fans of Dragon Age who are like, oh, the best ending is this ending. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure that's, you know, a fun little ending you could do, but it doesn't... Anyway. Oh, wait. I just was Griffin Shield. That's... Oh, right. Yeah, I'm not going to keep any of the daggers because there's only one... Well, I mean, technically Varric can use them, but I'm not going to have Varric use them because Varric's got Bianca. But, yeah, we won't be getting a character who can make use of them for a while, so they're probably just going to be cluttering up my inventory. Okay. So, one thing I don't like about this game is that it got rid of the junk folder, for lack of a better word, and replaced it with the valuables. The reason why I don't like this as much is because the junk stuff, back in the day, like, adding stuff to junk, it literally was, this is stuff that only exists to sell for some monetary gain. The problem with the valuables is that there are several quest items. And by quest items, I mean, like, just to give you an idea, something I kind of kept screwing myself over in my first playthrough because I didn't realize this, is that there's a quest early in the game where you need to collect, like, 5 spider ichor. The problem is the spider ichor, despite needing it for a quest, is considered a valuable. So whenever I would go into the shops just to sell all my valuables to empty my pockets, I would sell all my spider ichor, and I have to go find more to finish the quest. So that's why I'm, despite the fact that there's very little difference in how they operate mechanically, I really do prefer the junk. I really do prefer the junk versus the valuable.
Our priority must be the breach. Unless we seal it soon, no one is safe.
Agreed.
That to our elven friend here.
But yeah, just the more I sit on it, I think I'm definitely going to be a dwarf in the next game. Just because dwarfs are underrepresented in general. I mean, again, it does mean I won't be a Kunari at any point in these games, but what can you do?
Lady Cassandra! Lieutenant, you're alive. Just barely.
So, I do actually... Oh, I like these things. I do like how these mechanics work. The Fade Rifts have, like, a health bar up there on the right that you can see. The more demons you kill, the lower it gets. Once it's to 0, then you can close it. But what you can also do is that while there are still demons in the field, you can attempt to seal the rift.
As before.
But it won't, like, close, but if you're able to, like, pull off the full animation, it deals damage to the demons and stuns some of them.
I don't think we could have held out much longer.
Thank our prisoner, Lieutenant. She insisted we come this way.
The prisoner? Then you...
It was worth saving you, if we could.
Then you have my sincere gratitude.
The way into the valley behind us is clear for the moment. Go, while you still can.
At once. Quickly, let's move!
The path ahead appears to be clear of demons as well.
Let's hurry before that changes. Down the ladder. That's the way to the temple.
Oops.
So, holes in the Fade don't just accidentally happen, right?
If enough magic is brought to bear, it is possible.
But there are easier ways to make things explode.
That is true.
We will consider how this happened once the immediate danger is past.
I absolutely love the banter between
That is where you
the
walked
characters
out
in this game.
and our soldiers found you. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was.
Actually, that's pretty sure. Yeah, we don't need that either since Varric's got Bianca. Now, unlike the second game, you can actually change Varric's equipment. I just don't see the point.
Breach is a long way up.
You're here. Thank the Maker.
Liliana, have your men take up position.
Hey, Valentine. Yeah, I mean, you only missed about an hour because we're still in the intro.
This is your chance to end this. Are you ready?
I'll try, but I don't know if I can reach that, much less close it.
No. This rift was the first, and it is the key. Seal it, and perhaps we seal the breach.
But how are you today,
Find your way
Val?
down. And be careful.
Oh, the game's audio's too low? Okay, let me see if I can fix that. Okay.
Bring forth the sacrifice.
Alright, how's that?
What are we hearing?
At a guess, the person who created the breach.
You know this stuff is red lyrium, Seeker.
Yep.
I see it, Varric.
But what's it
Okay,
doing
cool.
here?
Magic could have
Yep,
drawn
I
on
mean,
beneath
so, yeah, if you remember, I mentioned, like, it wasn't
Whatever you do, don't touch
named in the second game, but the idol that Knight Commander Meredith used as a sword was made of red lyrium.
That's
So,
divine Justinian.
the fact that there's red lyrium all over the place, that is very, very bad. Because it's like, how did it get here, for one? Because at this point in time, red lyrium was very, very rare.
What's going on here?
That was your voice. Most Holy called out to you, but...
I also give this game credit.
What's going on here?
They do a good job obscuring who that
We
is.
have an intruder.
Because, you know, once I found out who it was, I kind of kicked myself for not recognizing him. But
You were there.
yeah, no, when I first found out who that was,
And
like
the
over
divine,
10
is
years
she-
ago, I
Was
literally was
this
like, wait,
vision
what?
true?
No, no,
What are
no,
we
that's
seeing?
not possible. That's
don't
not
remember.
possible. Abby thought it was pretty hilarious at the time.
Those of what happened here. The fade bleeds into this place. This rift is not sealed, but it is closed, albeit temporarily.
You know what? This game's
I
over 10
believe
years
that with
old.
the mark, the rift can
That's
be opened
Corypheus
and
from the
then sealed properly
DLC
and
in the
safely.
second game.
However, opening the rift will likely attract attention from the other side.
That means demons. Stand ready.
And that shocked me that, you know, BioWare would make a villain from a DLC the main villain of the next game. Anyway, how you doing, Val? Unlimited power. Hello. My name is Mr. Pride. I'm here to kick ass and chew your face. Or, no, I'm here to chew ass and kick your face. You know, I'm going to just do both for good measure. I'm doing good right now. I'm very invested in the solo leveling anime. It fixed so much that I hated from the manga. Yeah, my older brother's been trying to get me to watch Solo Leveling, and it's like, I'll get to it, I promise. Oh wait, no, he's currently invincible. Right. Yeah, that's right. Now that makes him vulnerable. Also, enjoy the classic Pride Demon designs, because like I said, all of the demons get redesigned for the 4th game, and I'm not 100% sure why. I mean, not that there's anything... So Leveling has gore and dark topics, just so you're aware. Okay, that's good to know. Again, it's not... I mean, I don't mind dark topics as long as they're not gratuitous, if you know what I mean. And, what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, he's invincible again. And again, I don't necessarily mind the innovation with the designs, you know? Because again, there is a reason in the 4th game to justify the redesigns. It's just, in 3 games in a row, having the Pride Demons have a consistent design, they felt iconic, if you know what I mean. So it just was a little sad to see that design go. Especially since I don't feel... I gotta be honest, I don't remember a lot of the new designs in the 4th game. Not that I thought they were bad, they just weren't as memorable. Dark topics are more essential, like the line between human and monsters. And even you are just killing how long until you numb and lose humanity. Yeah. Okay, good. Oh, he's invulnerable again. Yeah, when I first heard of Solo Leveling, I'm like, oh, that sounds like a webtoon I've been reading. And it makes me wonder, I'm like, oh, is the webtoon I've been reading... I don't want to call it a ripoff, because I haven't seen Solo Leveling, so I don't know what it's actually about. But yeah, it likewise explores themes like that, you know? And again, there's nothing wrong with, you know, 2 stories covering the same idea, you know? Leveling, it's 100% power fantasy, which became a thing, so Leveling started as a webtoon. Okay, that's what I heard. Yeah, that definitely adds more parallels between Solo Leveling and that webtoon I have been reading. Oh, just in case anyone's wondering, the webtoon I'm talking about is called I Was the Final Boss. Yeah, I remember when I first played this game, I'm like, wait, what? We've already stopped the rift? Well, I say stopped loosely. We haven't stopped it, but it was an interesting development, and honestly, I actually do kind of like it. I have very mixed feelings about our casual clothes design. Like, we won't see it a ton here, but we'll see it a lot more later on. And I do think it looks a little...
I didn't
It's
know
not
you
the
were
design
black,
I dislike, it's the
swear.
coloration.
Don't worry about it. I only...
I beg your forgiveness and your blessing. I am but a humble servant. You are back in Haven, my lady. They say you saved us. The breach stopped
What
growing,
the? What
just
is
like
with
the
that
mark on your hand.
raven in the corner? I don't remember that thing.
It's all anyone has talked about for the last 3 days.
So you're saying they're happy with me?
I'm only saying what I heard. I didn't mean anything by it. I'm certain Lady Cassandra would want to know you've wakened. She said, at once,
And where is she?
in the Chantry, with the Lord Chancellor. At once, she said.
Oh, man, I would absolutely hate this. I'm glad you picked this kind of way the story... picked this kind of elf. The way the story plays out, it's almost designed around them. Well, yeah, you're 100% right. Like something I said earlier in the stream, this game and the next game are kind of imbalanced in a sense towards playing as an elf. And the reason I went with fighter is because with warriors, I've never actually beaten this game as a warrior. And, you know, I played a... I played a rogue in the first game and a mage in the second game, so I'm going to go with this. Right. All the DLC armors I get from the outset. Okay. Now, I know that this armor is the best armor at the moment. However, I am the only one who can wear this armor. So I'm going to wear this and let Cassandra have that one, and then I'll divvy these other ones out amongst the other characters. Because, yeah, the downside is that because I did choose to be an elf, basically play an elf twice, you know, an elf in the first game and an elf in this game, I'm not going to probably be able to play a Kunari at any point in my streams, because I want to be a dwarf in the next game. Full armor is hot as fuck. We need more of it for the girls. I agree. Plus, this armor just looks good. Hey guys. Words.
That's her. That's the herald of O'Dra.
Words. I'm drawing a blank. But there's more story impact playing an elf in this game and even in the next game. Let's see. A warrior should be clad in armor. But like I said, I'm going to be a dwarf in Veilguard because I want to see how a dwarf reacts to certain plot developments in Veilguard. You know, I do also want to say this game has probably my favorite... Here, I'm going to... inventory. Has my favorite kind of depiction of elves. And what I mean specifically is that in the first game, let's just use this as an example, the elven proportions were pretty similar to human, but in this game, in the second game, elves are a lot slender and a little more lankier to really make them look different from humans. And I preferred that. Because in the fourth game, it goes back to elves are just humans with pointy ears, you know? Whereas I really did like what the second game, and again, this game did to really make the elves feel... Oh, wait, that's just down to where I was being held. To just feel unique and different, you know? Because, again, I feel since the Lord of the Rings movies are often... Like, Lord of the Rings in general, it's the backbone of all modern fantasy. And because, well, I mean, the Lord of the Rings movies had to use actors with elf ears... Most people just depict elves as humans with pointy ears, you know? Yeah. So I really appreciate that this game and the second game go out of the way to really make the elves feel unique. Never understood why elves are typically portrayed as slender and elegant. They're the ones with nature should feral, horrifying because nature is. No, and I could agree with that.
You walk a dangerous line, Seeker.
I think that would be cool.
Stable,
Yeah.
but it is still a threat. I will
There
not
was a
ignore it.
species in D&D 3.5 called Kiloran that were basically elves that had like bark like skin and could like channel the different raw forces of nature. I think that's kind of a great. Anyway.
So I'm still a suspect, even after what we just did.
And like I said, elves don't need to be slender, like you said. I just wish that more
was behind the
things
explosion at
took
the
more
conclave.
liberties with how the
Someone
elves
most holy
looked, you
did not
know?
expect. Perhaps they died with the others, or have allies who yet live.
I am a suspect,
You, and many others.
Bitch.
but not the prisoner.
I heard the voices in the temple. The Divine called to her for help.
So her survival, that thing on her hand, all a coincidence.
Providence. The Maker sent her to us in our darkest hour.
Bullshit.
You realize I'm an elf. A Dalish elf.
Meaning
I
to make
have
their
not
ears long like
forgotten.
World of Warcraft. Give them
No
once.
matter what.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, that's a good point. You're right. I do like the way that the night elves look like in World of
breach
Warcraft.
remains.
That's
And your
good.
mark is still a
Yeah, no,
only
you're
hope of
right.
Closing it.
This is not for you to decide.
Yeah,
You know what this is, Chancellor. A writ from the Divine, granting us the authority to act. As of this moment, I declare the Inquisition reborn. We will
Boss
close
bitch.
the breach, we will find those responsible, and we will restore order with or without your approval.
kick his ass.
This is the Divine's directive. Rebuild the Inquisition of old. Find those who will stand against the chaos. We aren't ready. We have no leader, no numbers. And now, no Chantry support.
But we have no choice. We must act now. With you at our
Fucking
side.
hate this game doesn't let you go off people how they're using you as their political pawn and bitch smack people for insulting your religion. Yeah, I mean, you still can tell them to shut the fuck up. But, yeah.
What if I refuse?
But yeah, I'm going to be
You can go if
vehemently
you wish.
denying
You should know that
the
while some believe you
fact
chosen,
that
many
they're
still
that
think
I'm
you
the
should.
Herald of
The
Andraste throughout this game
Inquisition can
because
only protect you if
I'm
you
playing
are
a
with
Dalish
us.
elf.
We can also help you.
It will not be easy if
Plus,
you stay.
I
But
know
you cannot
from a
pretend
meta
this has
standpoint,
not
I do
changed.
know what's actually going on.
When I woke up, I certainly didn't picture this outcome.
Neither did we.
Help us fix this before it's too late.
No, you have a hand buzzer and again, I really don't know what's up with that graphical glitch down in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. It's not harming anyone, it's just there, like a step. Isn't Andraste the lady who Ash's people were trying to turn into a tourist attraction? Yes and yes. In fact, the place that exploded and caused the rift at the beginning of the game, that was actually the place where her ashes were kept. So those are all gone now. So I kind of understand why I'm being tied to Andraste, all things considered, but yeah. Sup? Ooh, look at that chest hair. Right. I forgot about it. Right. I never paid that any mind. But again, that's significant because the Ravens are going to the two places where the mages and the Templars are currently held up. I feel horrible. Andraste, your own followers, spouting everything she believed in and couldn't even respect her when she was dead. Agreed. You see, the other thing is, like, part of the reason they couldn't respect her is because her ashes actually had healing properties. Because if you've played the first game or watched me play the first game, you would know that the ashes literally helped Arl Eamon when he was poisoned. And, like, literally, it magically cured him, so it did have magical healing properties. Oh yeah, then I got a new set of armor. I'm going to be switching back to the dragon one because it's better. By the way, the dragon armor was a day one DLC, was a day one pre-order bonus. The other sets of armor were added to the game via DLC. And since I'm playing the complete version that was released for Xbox One, PC, and PlayStation 4, I've got everything. Alrighty. I don't remember if this was confirmed or not in Veilguard, but I am pretty positive that, like, I would be shocked. Like, my fan theory has always been Andraste is not a human prophet like the Chantry teaches. I'm fairly certain Andraste was actually Mythal, the elven goddess. So that's the reason why her ashes do have healing properties. It doesn't really matter what her ashes can do. It's desecrating your grave, and she's the god they believe, so it can be more disgusting. I agree. Again, I just brought that up in order to emphasize they really were magic. To emphasize my... I took a while to get to it. To emphasize my theory that I'm positive, and again, if this was confirmed in the third game, or the fourth game, and I just missed it, so be it. But I'm fairly certain Andraste was actually Mythal. The, elven goddess who's the catalyst for pretty much everything in the series as a whole. Because we know Mythal was betrayed by the Ebenuris, aka the other elven gods, and murdered because she was trying to stand in their way of total world domination. But like everything Christianity has done throughout the years, they appropriate mythologies from different regions they conquer and twist it to fit their narrative to try to slot things in to convert the heathens or whatever. Because, well, we don't know for sure because they probably burned everything to the ground. A lot of King Arthur's mythology very likely was actually about gods, in a sense. But after Christianity got their hands on it, they're like, oh, no, they weren't gods. They were fairies and great kings, if you know what I mean. Now, again, don't quote me that as fact. It's just more... It's one of those things that's just... It's very likely that's what happened. But, yeah. But again, that's why I did want to emphasize the fact that it's like her ashes do have actual power, So it's like there is something there. Like it's not just hokey religion being hokey religion, But yeah, regardless of who she was, you're 100% right. It is fucking disrespectful. Like, I get it. Like, in real life, people go to see where, important people from different religions and history, they go to see where they're buried all the time. That's normal, but...
So, now that Cassandra's out of earshot, are you holding up all right? I mean, you go from being the most wanted criminal in Thedas to joining the army.
I remember an elf character, Sarah, who, despite God being corrupt, the game continues her bullshit about the Maker. Yeah, Sarah, I've got mixed feelings about Sarah. Like, she's probably my least favorite recruitable character in the game, but... Yeah.
None of this shit should have happened.
Despite the fact that we get proof over and over that gods are real and the Fate is real and the blah 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 blah, she just keeps doubling down on her atheism, for lack of a better word, and it's interesting to say the very least.
I'm still not sure
because
I believe any of this is really happening.
It is interesting because, like, her reasoning isn't that, oh, I hate this so much, I refuse to believe it. She's like, it just goes against so much of what she knows is reality that it's too hard to accept the idea that these gods are real. again,
That's
it's
beyond
Sarah.
chaos. We're going to need a miracle.
She bugs me a lot because I feel she's a little one-dimensional at times. Apparently, it's so much worse if you date her as a Dalish because she makes you either admit your religion is fake or break up with her. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I think it's possible to get her to accept you as a Dalish elf, but it's very unhealthy. Like, honestly, if you want to romance Sarah, I would recommend being a female Kunari.
The chosen of Andraste. A blessed hero sent to save us
Because,
all.
she likes... Sarah likes female Kunari, and she doesn't...
I've no interest in being a hero.
Because, look, here's the thing.
All I want is to find a way to
I was
save
raised
the
Christian. Specifically, I was raised Mormon.
But ultimately,
I am not a Mormon anymore. And while I definitely feel I have benefited a lot from their teachings,
into the fade and ancient ruins
they're...
of battlefields to see the dreams
The
of lost
people... Let's see.
I've
Hang on,
watched
isn't
as
that
hosts
bald
of
elf you just
spirits
talked to,
clash
the big
reenact
bad?
bloody
The
past
fourth...
in ancient
Yes, this
wars,
is
both famous
Solus.
and forgotten.
Probably, and like I've said many times, he's probably my favorite
Every
character in
great
all of
war is
Dragon
a
Age
hero.
because of how interesting he
I'm
is.
just
But anyway,
curious what kind you'll be.
but the problem I have with the Mormon religion in particular is it's no longer about the spirit and the compassion of Jesus, and it's more about just it's too dogmatic anyway, to say the very least.
What do you mean, ruins and battlefields?
Any building strong
But I
enough
am
to
very much
withstand
of the
rigors
opinion
time as a history.
you
Every
need
battlefield
in
is
order to
steeped
have a
in
truly
death.
healthy and
Both
respectful
attract spirits.
relationship, you need to
They
be able to
press
accept
against
each
the
other
veil, weakening the
and
barrier
accept
between
each
our
other's
worlds.
beliefs and
When
not
I dream in
basically
such
say
places, I
it's
go
you
deep
or
into
me,
the
you
faith.
know? Now,
I can
that
find
being
memories no
said,
other living being has
if
ever
for
seen.
example, like just as an example, if it's like I want to be with you, but my beliefs dictate you have to conform to X, Y, and Z, that's not okay. But if it's like, okay, I believe, let's say, just as an example, it's like, hey, I'm kind of, so I would consider myself agnostic now. If I was dating someone who's still Christian, it's like, okay, if we can both accept the fact that we have different beliefs, it's okay. We can be together, you know? As long as we respect each other in our beliefs. That's fine. But, yeah.
You fall asleep in the middle of ancient ruins. Isn't that dangerous?
I do set wards. And if you leave food out for the giant spiders, they are usually content to live and let live.
I've never heard of anyone going so far into the Fade. That's extraordinary.
Thank you. It's not a common field of study for obvious reasons. Not so flashy as throwing fire or lightning. The thrill of finding remnants of a 1,000-year-old dream? I would not trade it for anything. I will stay then. At least until the breach has been closed.
By the way, I guess I should
that
say
you
he's
down?
not technically the big bad of the fourth game. I would argue the Ebenuris are the big bad,
Cassandra has
but
been
he's
accommodating.
definitely responsible
understand
for the
my
events
caution.
of the fourth game.
You came here to help, Solus. I won't let them use that against you.
How would you stop them?
However I had to.
Thank you. But now let us hope either the mages or the Templars have the power to seal the breach.
Well, they probably don't, but we're going to do it anyway. I'm a polytheistic in the Greek pantheon. I have many problems with Christianity beyond personal experience, but not ripping apart the religion in a church or in a Christian's home. Yeah, exactly. Like, my problem with Christianity is not inherently with the religion itself. And what I mean by that is if you actually pay attention to what, like, Jesus taught, something that's drilled into my head, has been drilled into my head
My thank.
from a child. I'm like, Jesus dined with prostitutes. He helped the poor. Like, his actual teachings are love one another, you know?
Is there anything I...
And if that's actually what, you know, Christianity, you know, taught and practiced, I would... Sorry, I'm just kind of skipping through that because I'm just getting a side quest to find, like, he's missing some supplies. So I'm just going to go get it for him. And if that's actually what the religion, you know, genuinely stood for, like it was supposed to, Jesus, I fully respect that God, especially the Old Testament God, is and concept of hell itself I have problems with. Especially when you consider the fact that hell as we know it was technically invented during the Dark Ages in order to scare people into, you know, giving money to the church to get into heaven.
These truths the Maker has revealed to me.
So, yeah, that's
As there is but
bullshit.
one God, one life,
So,
one death.
when I say I don't respect Christianity, I'm talking about the dogma behind it. Not necessarily the core of what it's supposed to be. Because
You're awake.
I do
No
actually...
matter, no matter. Sigrid, honored to meet you.
Thank
I do love and appreciate Jesus.
Until later.
Stay safe.
And yeah, I will definitely say that being raised Mormon, being surrounded by the teachings of Jesus, for lack of a better word, let's see, I'll never respect Christianity, Christians who warp their religion in hatred and propaganda. Testify. Oh, buy that. Yeah, definitely buying all the Bianca upgrades. Or at least the, yeah. But yeah. Again, when literally like the backbone of Jesus' teaching is love thy neighbor, serve thy neighbor, so on and so forth. I mean, just look at the bullshit that's happening nowadays. It's like, this is like so... How do I... So when the new Superman movie came out and everyone was complaining, oh, it's too woke. There was a meme going around. I'm like, okay, if Superman's too woke for, you know, Christian nationalists, imagine how upset they're going to be when they learn about this Jesus guy.
Good. My gear will... So, you need custom work. Something...
Sorry.
Yes.
Again, I'm just skipping through this because honestly, it's
If I
just some mechanical stuff, just kind of getting it out of the way, you know.
Right.
Okay. I want to modify armor. No, not weapons. Armor. Close. Thank you.
Another time.
Oh, well. Alright, doesn't look like I can. I admit bias, but you would have issues with the religion if one of their churches tried to burn you alive, literally, for... Yep. No, you're absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. Yeah.
See reason, listen. We cannot stay here.
Okay.
Yes.
Am I the only one who feels that that's basically Cassandra's model, just
I will talk to you later. Walk.
just with a okay, see you in a second, Val. Just with a slightly altered model. Well, or just a different haircut.
There must be something here.
So, by the way, the reason I'm kind of ignoring the main quest and exploring the area is because there's, I think, like 2 quests that become available towards the very beginning of the game, and, well, spoilers, again, this game's 11 years old at this point. You do eventually lose access to this area around Haven, so you do want to... Oh, wait, no, that is... You do eventually lose access to Haven, so you want to do these quests while they're available. So what I just found were the notes that the potion seller asked me to look for, and the other thing I'm looking for is around here there's a rock quarry that can be used to complete the requisition request from the quartermaster to get better... Here it is. Or, oh, it was a logging stand, not a quarry. That was it. To get better weapons for the Inquisition and... Or, yeah, just better outfit the Inquisition. Okay. You know, it is kind of fun. I know we never... Oh, so Haven, where we're at now, if I remember correctly, this is the city of where the cultists that worshipped the dragon lived. So it's kind of fun to be able to be back, and again, if I'm wrong about that, correct me, to kind of be back here, but be able to kind of look around more, you know, because I don't remember if you could just like look up at the sky in Dragon Age Origins. So this is kind of fun. Because again, while Mass Effect was better in a sense about games that were more interconnected than Dragon Age, since again Dragon Age was not planned to be an interconnected series from the outset. Actually, I just realized I can equip everyone else. Oh, can I not? Wait, yes I can. So I should divvy out the armors. You get that one. Wait, nope, stay there. Yeah, you can have that one. I'm back. What was this about? A dragon cult. So in the first game, we are currently in the city of, or in the town of Haven. And if I remember correctly, Haven was a city we could go to in the first game where there was a cult that had taken over that believe. So it's important to note, before the events of Dragon Age Origins, dragons were believed to be completely extinct, except for the old gods that were being awakened as archdemons. So the reason why this game is called Dragon Age is because dragons are coming back to life for the first time in hundreds, if not thousands of years. Well, there was a cult that had completely taken over this town that was worshipping a high dragon that had nestled in the mountains near Haven. These cultists believed that the dragon was Andraste reincarnated because it was living outside of the Temple of Sacred Ashes. So, yeah, part of the plot was we had to wipe... Well, I mean, granted, we could work with this cult to unlock the
You said you thought Master Tajan
warrior subclass. I don't remember what it was, but it's basically like basically kind of like a barbarian or blood rager class. But either way, it was a cult that thought a high dragon was Andraste, and they were... Sorry, text from Abby. Yeah, let's see. They didn't seem to give the devs a lot of time and resources because the games so far aren't changing much mechanically and graphically. You're not wrong. I mean, there was a 2-year turnaround between Dragon Age 1 and Dragon Age 2, and there was only a 3-year turnaround between 2 and 3 because they basically insisted they needed an extra year to develop. And then there was a 10-year gap in between 3 and 4 because of a lot of stupid shit that was going on behind the scenes at BioWare.
I just wish I knew what it was, or how I got it.
Because, yeah, BioWare wanted to release as many of these games on the same console as possible in order to make it easier to transition data in between the games. So, yeah.
The same level of power used to open the breach in the first place. That is not easy to come by.
What harm could there be in powering up something we barely understand?
Hold on to that.
But yeah, I needed to respond to Abby. Too many people bitched about Dragon Age 2 having to develop protagonists of a blank slate, so it's back to the bullshit we go. Yeah, like I said earlier in this stream and several times, hey Colin, in Dragon Age 2, Hawk was supposed to be the main character of the franchise going forward in the same way Shepard was the main character of Mass Effect. But, like you said, people bitched about not having as much control over character customization.
Speak Elven.
You just heard the entirety of it.
It went back to customizable character, and because of the short, you know, I mean, yes, it was longer than the second game got, but still short development time. Especially since they still wanted you to be able to have control over the character's actions. The Inquisitor is... This is something that me and Endangered disagree on. They think the Warden is more expressive than the Inquisitor. I don't think that's the case. I think the Inquisitor is a little more developed, but not by a ton.
That's an impressive bunch of titles.
Rook in the fourth game is a little better, but I still would have preferred if Hawk was just the protagonist in the
And I still disagree.
second, third, and
Templars
fourth
could serve
game.
just as well.
We need power, Commander. Enough magic poured into that mark.
Might destroy us all. Templars could suppress the breach, weaken it, so...
Pure speculation.
I was a Templar. I know what they're capable of.
Unfortunately,
By the way,
neither
I
group
think
even
this
speaks
is
to us.
definitely... Because, like, Colin's been in the
Chancellor
first
denounced
3
the
games.
Inquisition.
This is
And
his
you
best design by far.
Can't you simply
The
ignore
customized
them?
character adds
If
too many
only that were
variables, so there are less
possible.
story options
Someone
overall.
calling
There's no
you
such thing as
a
an
Dalish
other
elf,
chosen video games,
the
even bowls, you
herald
get
of
3 at a limit
Andraste.
before
That
it
frightens the
it had
Chancellor.
hammer. It's
The
yeah,
remaining
it's
clerics
true.
have declared it blasphemy.
Plus, I mean, and even
And we
then,
heretics for harboring you.
something that kind of bugs
Chancellor
me.
Roderick's doing,
So
no
in
doubt.
Fire Emblem,
It limits our options.
starting with
Approaching
Awakening,
the majors or Templars is currently out of the question.
Awakening and Fates gave you customizable characters, but they still had plenty of personality. But then Three Houses and Engage gave you characters you couldn't customize. You could change their name, and that was it. And they're some of the most boring characters in the whole franchise. So it's like, there is a way of fucking up
how am I
customizable
the
characters or
Herald of
lack
Andraste?
thereof too. But
People saw what you did at the temple, how you stopped the breach from
sorry, I
growing.
don't remember where I was going
They
with
have
that.
also heard about the woman seen in the rift when we first found you. They believe that was Andraste.
Ha, joke's
Even if
on
we
you.
tried
That
to
was
stop that from spreading.
that was the
Which we
local
have not.
angel stripper. That's why
point
she's
is
was
everyone is
apparently a
talking
la
about you.
mode.
It's quite the title, isn't it? How do you feel about that?
Fuck it.
I'm no herald of anything, particularly not Andraste.
I'm sure the Chantry would agree.
Cool.
People are desperate.
At least
for
me
a
and the
sign
church
of
can agree
hope.
on
For
something.
some, you're that
This always
sign.
happens because
And
when
to
you
others,
give
a
people a
symbol of
customized
everything
character, they
that's
want to
gone wrong.
project onto it, out of a personality, and this personality and story already given. It's like I can.
They aren't more concerned about the breach.
I can see the
real
benefits of
They
because,
do
like,
know
again,
it's
in
a
Baldur's
threat,
Gate
they just
3,
don't think we can stop
I think it's fine that you have a
Chantry is telling
customizable
everyone
protagonist who
who
doesn't like verbally speak
There
in
is something you
cutscenes
can
because
do.
it,
A Chantry cleric
especially
by
because
the
it takes
name
place in the
Mother
world of
Giselle
D&D.
has
But
asked to speak to you.
sometimes it would
She
just
is
be
not
nice
far
to have
and knows
a
those involved far
protagonist
better than I.
that
Her
interacts
assistance
with the
could be
story in a
invaluable.
way, you know? Like, again, what the Tales series does, especially Tales of Symphonia, where it does give you some character option, character choices, but each choice you make is still within what the character would do, so it does give you some player freedom, but Lloyd is a fully developed character as well, you know?
Why would someone from the Chantry help a declared heretic?
I understand she's a reasonable sort. Perhaps she does not agree with her sisters. You will find Mother Giselle tending to the wounded.
Then again,
in the
as you
hinterlands
all know,
near
I
the
am
cliff.
beyond biased for
Look
Tales
other
Symphonia.
opportunities to expand the Inquisition's influence while you're there.
We need agents to extend
Now,
our reach beyond the
Josephine
valley,
here was
and
actually
we're
the
better
character I
suited than
romanced
anyone to
my
recruit them.
first
In the
playthrough,
meantime, let's think
and I
of
am
other
very
options.
fond of her as a
I
character,
won't leave this all to their
but
vote.
I don't like it as much as, say, romancing, Solus Blackwall, or actually, I just think Solus and Blackwall are my favorite romances in this game. Can't we just take the Saints Row approach where you have a full freedom of choice, but pick from like 3 types of voice into arc you got? Yeah, no, heck, that's what you get in Mass Effect and Dragon Age 2. It's good stuff. Okay, so yeah, we've got the map. This is a feature I know some people didn't like. I do. You see down there in the corner, I've got the power,
Have
like
you put in
certain
touch with our friend,
things.
Lady Esther
You
Lucy?
have to have the
Several bards
like
apply for
I'll
her
get more
tomorrow
freedom
night.
in what I can do
We'll have
later.
names soon enough.
But wherever there's like the little breach marker above an icon, that indicates this is the main story. But that's also the only thing I can do. That's not a problem. And hi, Harding, you sexy, sexy dwarf. So Harding She is actually a playable character in the 4th game. And she's a romance option in the 4th game. Heck, I romanced her in my personal playthrough of the 4th game, and I like her a lot. Oh no, the game's all about politics and religion. It has a map where you can watch and take care of the political power. Yeah, that perfectly sums it up. Accept report. Okay, this is something else I do love about the way this game presents is I love when the character select, it's presented as tarot cards of each character. You could argue that's a little less interesting or a little less graphically impressive than just having all the characters animated that you can pick from, but I don't really care. I love the creativity of the tarot cards, especially since depending on what happens in the characters' lives, the tarot cards will change. So that's fun. Then again, just because Abby's super into tarot, I'm a little biased towards tarot as an aesthetic, you know? Tarot cards are extremely fitting for a game about you being the prophet of a god.
World of Andraste. I've heard the stories. Everyone has. We know what you did at the.
But yeah, I romanced Harding in the 4th game since she's one of the few returning characters. I'm like, I already liked you in this game, so the fact that I can romance you in the 4th game, I'm like, sign me the hell up.
We'll do whatever we
Plus,
can to help.
She's really hot.
Harding, huh? Ever been to Kirkwall's Hightown?
I can't say I have. Why?
You'd be Harding and... No, never mind.
Well, so for those who don't know, one of Varric's serial novels that he writes is Hard in Hightown.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
We should get to business. The situation's pretty dire. We came to secure horses from Redcliffe's old horsemaster. I grew up here, and people always said that Dennett's herds were the strongest and the fastest.
And again, I will say, as much as I love Harding, I won't be romancing her in my stream, just because I've already done that, and I would like to see something different when I stream it for you guys.
Crossroads helping refugees and the wounded. Our latest reports say that the war's spread there too. Corporal Vale and our men are doing what they can to help protect the people, but they won't be able to hold out very long. You best get going. No time to lose.
Like, I will just say, as of right now, I'm considering romance when I actually get to the 4th game. I'm considering romancing Nev or Bellara at the moment. See, this is Varric. There's the hook and tackle. Yeah, we're gonna... I know that... I like Bellara's story too. I just personally think I connected a little more with Nev in my last playthrough. Plus, she's just a badass woman who don't take shit from nobody. Alright. Oh yeah. That's right, healing works a little... Okay, trust me when I say, even if you're not playing as a mage, you want your mage, especially early in the game, to have access to the Dispel spell, because there are the Despair demons, I think they are, that you encounter in this area will absolutely murder you. I appreciate how fleshed out the elves are in 4. They're actively fighting for a better world and for their own culture. Agreed. But just believe me when I say you want to have your mage to be able to dispel the enemy's shields, because otherwise you will get butt fucked. Now, I am going to focus a little on some of the story elements, mostly because you need to advance the story a bit in order to get access to more of the features in Haven. But I'm probably going to try to do absolutely everything possible in the hinterlands before we really advance the story. Like really advance the story anyway. You'll see what we mean as we go on. Okay, so Okay.
Interesting reading. Could be worth a look.
Yeah. Actually, okay. Balara, Davrin, that's another one I've been considering romancing. So yeah, I guess there are 3 that I'm thinking of. Because like I said, when I first played through, I romanced Harding, Abby romanced, shit, what was his name? The guy with the great goatee who's possessed by a demon. Her next playthrough, she's thinking of either romancing Nev or
Mother Giselle ought to be
Emmerich, I think his name was, the necromancer. Yeah, shoot. Like, I will say, sadly, besides a few of the, like, Dragon Age Veilguard, I like that has probably, oh wait, no, I know. Sorry, that pyramid, that's a point of interest, but looking up, like, it's inside that castle on the hill, so we're just going to go down this way. It was the game where I was drawn to the characters probably the absolute least, sadly. Not that I necessarily think they're bad, but I just didn't connect with them as much as some of the other games. With some exceptions. Like I said, I really liked Harding. I liked Nev. My problem with Balara, I can't prove this, and I haven't read anything that confirms this, but the role that Balara fills in the story, I can't help but feel at some point during the development of the game, it was written for Meryl. Because, you know, they're both Dalish elves with a connection to the Fade. I really feel at some point it was considered, it's like, let's bring Meryl back to have, like, a returning character or whatnot. But because they're like, wait, Meryl could have potentially died in the second game, we don't want to invalidate player choice who killed Meryl in the second game by having her just come back to life. Because that's kind of what they did with Liliana, is that she can also die in the first game. But because they wanted her back, it means they had to invalidate players' playthrough. Because, like, I think if you actually do kill her in the first game, and you then encounter her in the second game in the DLC, you can actually say, oh, I heard that you had died. And she was like, oh, rumors of my death have been greatly exaggerated, you know? So again, I do appreciate that developers are trying to not, again, invalidate our choices as players. It's just kind of also sucks because it now means, you know, interesting characters like, hey, glad you could be here. Yeah, I will, see you next time. But it does disappoint me because it now means characters like Fenris, Meryl, Blackwall can't come back for later installments because, well,
we are victorious once more.
They could have died. So I know that also includes Anders can't come back, but I don't like Anders, so I don't care if he doesn't come back.
There are mages here who can heal you.
Okay, I really like this character.
Lie still.
Don't touch me, Mother. Their magic is...
Turn to noble purpose. Their magic is surely no more evil than your blade.
It's like, yeah, she is a devout member of the Chantry, but she's a level-headed person who does respect people, so I really like her.
And you must be the one they are calling the Herald of Andraste.
Not through any choice of mine.
We seldom have much say in our fate, I'm sad to say.
Hey, Leaf, how you doing?
I don't presume to know the Maker's intentions for any of us.
Fair enough.
But I did not ask you to come simply to debate with me.
Then why am I here?
Very good question.
I know of the Chantry's denouncement, and I am familiar with those behind it.
Yeah, they're douche canoes, aren't they? But you know what? I'm
Some of
actually
them are
happy they're
grandstanding,
denouncing it.
hoping to increase their chances of becoming the new divine. Some are simply terrified. So many good people, senselessly taken from us.
But don't you stand with the rest of the Chantry?
With no divine, we are each left to our own conscience, and mine tells me this. Go to them. Convince the remaining clerics you are no demon to be feared. They have heard only frightful tales of you. Give them something else to believe.
They want to execute me, and you think I should just walk up to them?
You are no longer alone.
Why'd you think of horse? I'm not sure. How do you mean?
They could try.
Let me put it this way. You needn't convince them all. You just need some of them to doubt. The power is the unified voice. Take that from them and you receive the time you need.
So I show up, say hello, show them the mark on my hand.
I honestly don't know if you've been touched by fate, or sent to help us, but I hope. Hope is what we need now. The people will listen to your rallying call, as they will listen to no other. You could build the Inquisition into a force that will deliver us, or destroy us.
Fair enough.
I will go to Haven, and provide Sister Leliana the names of those in the Chantry who will be amenable to a gathering. It is not much.
Reminds me of horse. Huh.
But I will do
Interesting.
whatever I can.
I couldn't say why, but okay. Alrighty.
Corporal Vale is coordinating the Inquisition's efforts in the area. We should speak with him.
Bye. Nope. You got anything worth? I mean, you're probably not, just since again I got the DLC / pre-order stuff, so I'm pretty sure. Wait a second. I forgot to install the Bianca upgrades back at Haven. I need to make sure that I do it. Okay. Under the protection of the Inquisition. Yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about, like the points of interest. They don't do anything other than they give you a little blurb about what they are, and you get experience. You get a little bit of experience from them, so I do recommend doing them for various reasons. Pardon me.
Anyone, please help my wife.
Yeah, what do you need?
What's wrong with your wife?
She gets sick when the weather's foul. Can't catch her breath, like cobwebs in her lungs.
Oh, that
Our
sucks.
son Hindle makes a potion that lets her breathe. He's the only one who can make it, but he's joined that cult in the hills.
Yay,
Please
cult.
Get to him and tell him what's wrong. Without that potion, she'll die.
Will do. Thankfully, that quest isn't timed because this is an RPG, so I need to go, you know, catch like 3 dozen fish and break all the and break all the pots at the local shooting gallery and learn 15 songs.
Thank you. That's the last of the bread. Going to be a long, hungry night.
These people need food.
There are rams out in the hills. Good eating, cooks easy, and no lords around to kill you from poaching. Too dangerous to go hunting now. More likely to find mages.
Good luck.
Luck won't go fat.
Rams, mate. I know there's someone... Yeah, I've played through this game a lot. I think besides Dragon Age 2, this is the Dragon Age game I've played the most. I'm pretty sure there's like one more... I don't Can you give me a quest?
I have heard stories about you. I am Enchanter Elendra. I hope you find a way to...
If you're a mage, what?
I was an enchanter in the College of Equitarians. By rights, I am sworn to join the rebels. But I know my own strength. I have no fear of demons. I will...
Farewell.
Good day.
Okay. Yeah, let's go. People will add guns to this game, probably. Alright, where's Corporal... What's his face? Oh, okay. Up there. Yeah. Right, I need to make sure I do that. I am thinking I might go back to Haven first. Just, again, so like I said, I need to advance the plot somewhat in order to get access to more features or whatever.
Corporal Vale, thanks for your help. The refugees here are in dire need of help. If the war doesn't kill them...
What can you tell me about the...
Horsemaster Dennett. He lives on a... We haven't heard from him. Best we can tell, he's holed up until the Mages and Templars are done killing each other.
What other problem?
We've got some injuries. I know healers are in short supply. But if you can find some...
Is there anything we can do to
What,
help people deal?
tomorrow morning. My next stream is an Edgelord stream tomorrow morning. About the same time. As long as... So I'm going to have to end this stream in about 30 minutes. Because me and Abby are going to FanX. As long as I'm not too worn out from that, it'll be tomorrow morning.
You were
yes.
Sorry. I'm kind of just skipping through this because it's just flavor text for the quests. It's not really...
What can you tell me about the
rebels in Redcliffe have what...
Farewell.
Okay. Oh, that's good to hear. I will see you... So, definitely see you tomorrow, but let's see. Quest map. Yeah, so we're going to go back to Haven just to, again, push things forward a little bit. Then we're going to be further exploring the hinterlands before we really advance to the next part of the main game. Okay. Now it dropped me all the way out here. But yeah, now that I can now talk to... There's a FNAF game, which is kind of... There's a FNAF. Oh, which one?
Ugh.
But also may give you a heart attack, I believe it. I hate that you can flirt with characters that you... I mean, I guess it's realistic that you can flirt with people if that don't... Because, like, I can flirt with Cassandra because I'm but Cassandra's straight, meaning nothing will actually come of it. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it anyway.
You're kind of a force of nature, aren't you?
When I need to be.
It's impressive.
Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I appreciate that this game does have
Did I do the right thing?
proper representation of people with all sexual orientations. But I can admit it is kind of a shame that they're like dangling, oh, you can flirt with her, but
one day they may write
Cassandra's straight, so you can't romance her, you know? At least I can't romance her in this playthrough.
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
You don't think I'm the Herald of Andraste?
Good.
I think you were sent to help us. I hope you were. But the Maker's help takes many forms. Sometimes it's difficult to discern who it truly benefits, or how.
Isn't it a bit late to worry about it now?
We have only just begun.
Spring Bonnie is pretty slow and can be evaded by hiding
My
under a
train is
table, and
always
Fredbear...
Cassandra, you are too brash.
The
You
table,
must
that does
think
sound
before
funny.
you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
It wasn't like you had no reason to suspect me.
I was determined to have someone answer for what happened. Anyone. You've said you don't believe you're chosen. Does that mean you also don't believe in the Maker?
I'm Dalish. I believe in our own gods.
And there's no room among your gods for one more? I suppose it doesn't matter now.
I could ask
I have to
you
believe
the
you
same
were put on
question.
this path for a reason,
I mean,
even if you do not. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us.
yeah. It is sadly a very Christian notion that it's like, is there no room in your heart for Jesus? I'm like, well, is there no room in your heart for,
Come on, you've
you
seen
know,
our mounts.
anyone
Most of them should be
else?
full of
It's like, why is Jesus the only one that you have to make room in your heart for, or whatever, you know? Again, it's a double standards thing, you know?
We've got scattered reports of Tevinter sightings in the...
Don't think there's anything else here. I think this is technically... Yeah, I think it's just like a glitch that is like in every version. Because like what that is supposed to be is that's where I can grab like the DLC pre-order bonus stuff. But again, I think there's like a glitch where like every time I leave and come back, it's like, oh, there's something of interest here, even if the chest is empty. And I don't think there's any way you can turn that off or whatever.
I read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
In the book, you say that first Enchanter Orsino turned...
Do I look like an expert on magic? Well, I can't tell you how. For the why, all I can say is he was desperate.
Where are the rest of Hawk's associates now?
Meryl decided to look after the elves left homeless by the fighting. She's done a pretty good job of keeping them away from the mages and Templars, so far. I guess she has plenty of practice avoiding stupid human battles with her old Dalish clan. Fenris has kept himself busy, hunting down the Tevinter slavers who came south to prey on the refugees. I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. You can usually follow the trail of corpses, though.
That's my
Isabella
boy.
went back to the raiders. She's calling herself an admiral now. I don't know if she's actually in charge or just has a really big hat.
I do love the fact that when we see Isabella in the fourth game, she does have a really big hat.
Sure, he's boring all sorts of people there. Hawk's little brother was off on some warden business near the Anderfell's border last I knew. Aveline is still guard captain. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall would fall into the sea if she quit her job.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly talk to the 3 companions I've got, just to make sure.
Are we going to have new verses in the Charter
the breach is our primary goal. Any artifact of such power is dangerous.
You don't think whatever created the explosion was...
You survived, did you not? The artifact that created the breach is unlike... I will not believe it destroyed until I see the shattered fragments with my own eyes.
Fair enough.
We would do well to try to recover whatever created the breach.
Liliana's people have scoured the area near the blast and found whatever the artifact was. In any case, did you need me for anything?
I'd be interested in hearing your...
I thought you would be more interested in sharing your opinion. You are Dalish, are you not?
What's your problem with the Dalish?
They are children acting out stories misheard and repeated wrongly 1,000 times.
Oh, but you know the truth, right?
While they pass on stories, mangling details, I walk the Fade. I have seen things they have not.
Fine, you think we're terrible. What about the alienages full of elves who aren't Dalish?
Why? What would it benefit some poor man in a Ferelden alienage to learn that his ancestors strode the land like gods? It would only make him bitter, or inspire him to take a foolish risk and get himself killed.
It's fair.
His reaction for him.
Perhaps I have.
Yeah.
Have questions and believe the answers will help? Ask.
Is elven magic different from the magic used by humans?
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water, but it can be used in different ways. Dalish magic is more practical, not needing chantry approval, although they still frown blood magic. Superstition. Much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
The legends of elven immortality. Did they use magic to increase their lifespan?
No. It was simply part of being elven. The subtle beauty of their magic was the effect, not the cause of their nature. Some spells took years to cast. Echoes would linger for centuries, harmonizing with new magic in an unending symphony. It must have been beautiful.
You said that the censure against blood magic was a superstition.
I did. It's fortunate Cassandra is not within earshot. Most modern cultures forbid blood magic. Publicly, even Devinter disapproves of it. But as I said, magic is magic. It matters only in how it is used.
To be honest, I don't see it as different from any other magic. It's a means to an end.
Indeed. The problem is that under the Chantry, blood magic is forbidden, so only criminals practice it. While in Tevinter, magisters compete with each other, instead of keeping their volatile friends in check. They always succeed through power, so they have never had the chance to learn another way.
I'd like to know more about the elves from before our time.
The Dalish strive to remember Hallam Shiral. But Hallam Shiral was merely a fumbling attempt to recreate a forgotten land.
Arlathan.
Elvanan was the empire, and Arlathan its greatest city. Place of magic and beauty, lost to time.
You've studied ancient elves. What else do you know of Arlathan?
We hear stories of them living in trees, and imagine wooden ramps or Dalish aerovels. Imagine instead spires of crystal twining through the branches, palaces floating among the clouds. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic was as natural as breathing. That is what was lost.
I really like, especially given what we learned in the fourth game. I love these conversations at the beginning of the game with Solus.
Like my clan.
No. Your clan was unique in having enough interest in human affairs to send you to spy upon the Divine's meeting. As your clans have been separate for so long, they have all changed, adapting to the lands in which they live. Some are no more than bandits, others trade freely with humans, and some have disappeared entirely into the forests.
What can you tell me about elves living in human cities?
The culture in alienages or among the slaves of Tevinter is like any of the impoverished and powerless. They cling to memories of a better past, and practice a few rituals to distinguish themselves from humans.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Again, I really love, again, especially knowing about what we know now about Solus, this is just, oh man, it is just the sheer amount of lore he dumps on you right there, which I do not mind whatsoever. It's just, I love these early game conversations with Solus. lambs. Okay.
Thanks for checking anyway.
Your kind killed the most holy. Lies. Your kind let her die. Shut your mouth, mate!
Enough!
Knight Captain.
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
And what does that mean exactly?
Hi, asshole.
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Cocaine for everyone.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you.
So,
Mages and Templars were already at war. Now they're blaming each...
Which is why we require a...
Who? You?
The Rebel Inquisition and its so-called Herald of Andraste? I think not.
If the proper authority hadn't completely failed, the Conclave...
So you suggest I blame the Chantry and exalt a murderer?
That won't help restore order in the...
Order will never be restored so long as this rebellion is allowed to fester.
Don't let anyone riot while we're gone.
The walls will be standing when you return.
So yeah, until we go to Val Royeaux, what's what I'm looking for? You can't actually talk to Cullen. So I'm on the fence if I want to do that now, just so I have access to everyone's conversation as well as
Even if
I appreciate.
I can talk to everyone as well as start recruiting more characters.
farewell. Until
But yeah, I haven't decided on that just yet.
The Inquisition cannot remain, Ambassador, if you can't prove it was founded on Justinia's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to Mistress Lavelan. This is the Marquis d'Aurelion, one of Divine Justinia's...
And the rightful owner, House d'Aurelion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
This is the first I've heard of Haven having an oath.
My wife, Lady Machin of Denner, has claimed to Haven by ancient treaty with the monarchs of Ferelden. We were honored to lend its use to Divine Justinia. I will not let an upstart order remain on her holy grounds.
Demons are pouring from the sky, and you're worried about land...
Haven is the d'Aurelion's rightful prop...
Has Empress Selene officially acknowledged your possession of Haven? I was unaware Her Imperial Majesty had conferred with the King of Ferelden of this matter.
The Empress has not yet had the opportunity.
We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances.
I'll think on it, Lady Montilyet.
Thanks, guy. I understand. He's only in this scene, but I do. I like scenes like this. It makes the world feel more real and lived in, you know.
Despite their Ferelden relations, the d'Aurelions... If the Marquis wishes to claim Haven, Empress Selene must negotiate with the Ferelden. Her current concerns are a bit larger than minor property disputes.
I'm so pleased the Marquis isn't tossing us out into the cold.
His Grace is only the first of many dignitaries we must
You expect more people in Haven?
Undoubtedly. And each visitor will spread the story of the Inquisition after they depart. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible.
May I ask, what brought...
Sister Leliana approached me. For better or worse, being the Inquisition's diplomat has become as interesting as she promised.
The Inquisition is lucky to have you as an advocate, Lady Montilyet.
Thank you. Thedas's politics have become agitated, but please
Sorry, I'm
excuse me.
skipping. Sorry, I'm
I've much
skipping
work
through
to
the end of the
do.
conversation. We're getting super close to when I have to cut things off, and I am trying to
Please tell me if you find
get as much done as I can, so I'm not. Yeah. Probably going to cut it off after this cutscene. We'll see how long it takes. Oh, this isn't really a cutscene, I guess. Operations. Okay. Yeah, I need to get more power before I can even go to Val Royeaux. Okay. Oh. So these little, like, triangles, for lack of a better word, these unlock new areas you can explore. The reason that costs 0 is because, well, it's the Black Emporium. You guys might remember that from the second game. Oh, right. That's just like a DLC shop that... So yeah, then you can decide what to do. You can decide whether to be diplomatic, subterfuge, or send your forces. And the time required to complete each task does depend on who you end up sending. And these timers do tick down while you're away. It does keep track of it even while you're not playing. So, by the way, this one, Gather Coin, this one is basically permanent. Like, you just do it over and over and over again. Doing these, it gets you different perks, it gets you experience, it gets you different things. So, we're going to actually, we're going to head to the Black Emporium. I kind of want to see if there's anything in here worth my time. Because, like, the big thing with the Black Emporium, like, the reason why you do wanted to get it in the second game and in this one is this is the one that allows you to change your character's appearance if you're not fully satisfied with how they turned out. It also lets you buy a potion that lets you reset your character's skills. So maybe you statted your character in a way you didn't end up being satisfied with. This lets you fix that.
Would you consider allowing me to acquire your hand? After your death, of course.
Yeah. So there's the mirror that lets you restat yourself. The urchin child from the second game's not here anymore, and there's also not, like, the junk pile you can loot. Oh well, I do not regret coming here. But yeah, we're gonna have to do some more stuff here before anything else, so... Oh. Ram meat. Okay, I do want to go... because I want to get access to a horse as soon as humanly possible. Okay, I can play for a little bit more. Hopefully make some tracks. Another thing I do like about this game versus the other two games, they start by giving you a warrior, rogue, and a mage right away. Just to make sure it's like you got someone who can lockpick, you got someone, etc. That's also because this game wanted to make sure that all the characters had a overworld use, not just the rogues with lockpicking. Because something that was always kind of frustrating about the other Dragon Age games, especially the second one, is that if you didn't play as a rogue, you didn't have access to lockpicking in the prologue. Now, again, you did eventually get Varric, you know, once you got out of the prologue, but you get what I'm saying. And then in Dragon Age Origins, I mean, well, then I almost always play rogues, so it's not as big of a deal, but still. Just the fact that, again, most of the Origins, you don't have rogue with you, and while not every single one does have lockpicking in abundance, it's still there. Especially in, well, it's not as big of an issue in the mage origin, because everyone in the prologue you can get is basically a mage.
More cold weather coming. Fool villagers. Where are their coats? Blankets, warm clothes. If we were in a village, I could just pinch. I'm sure the apostates have plenty of supplies. Just haven't been able to.
Farewell.
Fancy you.
This would be a good place to set up camp.
Yep. I do, like, for whatever reason, I've always liked the mechanic of establishing different base camps you could travel between. Again, I don't know why, it's always a mechanic I enjoy in games. Oh, level up. Level up. Yeah, I think I want to get Whirlwind, so I'm going to go towards that, and then I'll work towards combat roll. Come on, jump. Okay, this right here is a mechanic I'm not the biggest fan of.
The skull illuminates certain objects in the distance. I am not familiar with such magic.
So basically what this does is that you can once I highlight all of them using this, there's now these like crystal shards I can find around, and I can take these crystal shards to a specific place and I can exchange them for buffs, you know? Which I mean, I don't mind the buffs. It's just I do find the process of having to find them through the lens kind of a pain in the ass.
Look at this. The apostates have gone mad with power.
The Templars aren't looking any better here.
Yeah, Varric's completely right about that, Cassandra. Like, no one in this conflict is walking away looking good. That's probably good timing then. I'm almost be done. Get over here! You know, speaking of Scorpion, I really need to get back to playing Mortal Kombat on the channel, at least the story, because I played Mortal Kombat 9 story on the channel like years ago. And it was always my intention to get to Mortal Kombat 10, but I just never got to it. And now that Mortal Kombat 1 is, well, probably they're ending, like, any additional support and DLCs for it, I should probably get back to it while, you know, and granted, I still need to buy Mortal Kombat 1, because I am pretty interested in that one, even if I've heard mixed things about its story. Although I have heard good things about, like... Hold on. I forgot to check. Is there loot on those Templars' bodies? I have heard that the game gave Reptile and Baraka massive glow-up, so... That's... pretty... Oh, that's just some iron. Which, yeah, I'll need, but as of right now, I don't know how much space I have in my inventory. Right, I forgot that the dash in this game doesn't have the same effect as it did in the second game. Because, like, I'm just dashing over, I'm not, like, dashing and swinging. So I might want to actually restat myself to not waste a skill in that one. Then again, maybe one of the upgrade perks gives it its dash attack. Alright, yeah, let's go get this camp, and then we're going to have to call it a day. Because I need to start getting ready for FanX. Okay, let's also grab this quest. I want to get the quests. Cool, cool, cool.
So, set up camp or keep moving?
We'll set up camp, of course. Like, what even time? Oh, hold on. Gotta wait for the autosave to finish. There we go. Alright. So, yeah. Like I said, the stream had to be shorter today, because I've got... like I said, I'm going to FanX. So, yeah, if you're in the Utah area and you're going to FanX, yeah, I'll be there today. I'll be wearing my Edgelord cosplay. Yeah, I'll be streaming Edgelord tomorrow morning. Again, unless FanX completely wipes me out. Yeah, it'll be more Digimon. Because that game's long. But yeah, I'm not sure when, but I'll see you then. Bye-bye.